Hi everyone, my name is Mr. Howdy Moifo from Plight Educational Development Foundation. I'm here with Eda Mayana, actually a member of PLDF2. So please talk to me.
Yeah, thank you for having me. My name is Akintayo, Mr. Akintayo Mustafa Mubalaji. Yeah, a member volunteer of EP LEDFM. I thank the EPDLF FM for having me.
Alright, thank you very much. You're welcome. From Plight Educational Development Foundation, PLDF, we are going to be talking about the impact of education system in Nigeria from 1915 to 2000. Sir, can you just give me an insight about yourself and an episode about yourself, sir?
All right. As I've earlier said, that my name is Akintayo Mustafa Mubalaji, a native of Ekiti State, but was born and brought up in Lagos State. And all my careers were done in Lagos to Ibadan. My primary school, secondary school, tertiary institution, and most of the things I had to do has to be in Lagos as at then, and now I'm still in Lagos. And right now, I'm a retiree anyway. I lost my job, I lost my company some years ago, but right now I'm still struggling here and there. I'm married and I'm blessed with 4 children, which two are graduates. One is still in the university and one is still coming up. But eventually, at the end of the day, when the table turn around, I happen not to have a wife. It happens I never had a wife anymore. But I thank God that my children are well doing and they are well to do.
All right, thank you very much, sir. So can you tell me about your own education? Are you a graduate to this school at all?
Yeah.
You're fluent in English.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. When I had to grow up, I was born in 1968, July 6. Then by Mr. and Mrs. Sajidin Bauko Akintayo and Mrs. Titilayo Aishat Akintayo, which I knew to be my parents that brought me up. And I started school anyway. In those days, we use slates and shock. We should call it, what's it called? Shako. From Shako, we advanced to shock that we used to write. And from there, that was when they brought 2A exercise book, 2B, 2C, 2D, 2E. That 2A is for mathematics and English and everything. Writing is 2E. 2D is for how to learn to write. But at that stage, when we got to primary 3 to primary 6, there was no private school then, but it was called missionary schools.
Right. So what university did you graduate from?
I started with CMS Primary School, Bariga Koka. From there, I came down to Etiosa in my father's partly town, partial town, which is called Osapa, London. And I did my secondary school in a community high school, Iladuma, Roko. Then after then, we proceeded to do JAM, and from JAM, I went to Ibadan, Poly, Apete, Sango in Oyo State.
Right. Thank you very much. So what did you study?
I studied mass communication as a BA holder. Then when I furthermore to do a master's holder, I had to do a borrow course, which was psychology, which I graduated.
All right.
And as a presenter.
Oh, I'm sorry for cutting short. It's my pleasure, sir. You're a presenter. So this is a great feature for you, sir. Yeah. All right. People from Plight Education Development Foundation. Our topic remains the impact of education system in Nigeria since 1960 to 2000. Our purpose remains to address the plight of education system, as our slogan is Voice for Africans. This reflects the commitment to empowering next generation through seminar, public speaking, meeting, conference, and session education. Early Part Life Education Development Foundation is here to eradicating molestation, sexual abuse, domestic violence, rape, and other forms of exploitation, including jungle justice. We emphasize the importance of basic education, nurturing to Jesus theory, and encourage parents to prioritize quality time with their children, creating a nurturing environment that fosters open communication. Any part life education development foundation, don't forget our topic remains the impact of education system in Nigeria since 1960 to 2000. Our purpose remains to address the spirit of education system. Our slogan, Voice of Africa, reflects our commitment to empowering the next generation through seminar, public speaking, meetings, conference, and sections. Thank you very much. So we'll be diving straight to our questions in two segments. And we're going to start now. Sir, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Section 1. How would you describe the system of education in Nigeria during the 1960s to early 2000?
Thank you. System of education remains the same, but the only challenges we are having in Nigeria, because we are colonized by the so-called the Portuguese, which are the UKs, which is the Britain, and then all education belongs to government, which the British people brought missionary schools into our country, and the missionary schools were performing very, very well. But at the time when we grew up, we understood from our father that we wanted independence. And when we even had the independence that we want to be on our own, all the principles, the so-called Oyinbos that led to work for us, we were not following them. We followed them to an extent, to a time when democracy now came, system of education changed, and which our government said back that all missionary schools should be returned back to government, which Nigeria was supposed to be a unity government and country. But from all our observation and all our thought, when we grew up, we discovered many things, and we had to go through certain things as a research that we don't want Oyinbo's life anymore. We want to be on our own. Meanwhile, some others within the areas of Nigeria those times, the ancient people of Nigeria, still want to be following Oyinbo, and that was where Nigeria got departed. We should have been one. And Oyinbo that left system for us, they are not so daft to the extent that they look at you before they bring you up. They look at you before you are introduced to anything. They look their Hausas as fine, they are not really educated, but at the same time, whatever you ask Hausa people to do is what they will do. The Igbos are creative people in Africa, in Nigeria most especially, where the Yorubas are the most exposed, most educated, and which the education now derives us to where we are today. So education remains the same thing. Education is not true, and whatever you do, education starts from your home, not until you get outside, until you go to school. In those days, our forefathers were not going to school, but they were educated. Even these days that we are, this dispensation we are from, we have those that are still educated, but yet they are still illiterate. Education is not all about reading, writing, get exposed. You have some foundations, some initiative that you have to be brought up with their education, whereby wherever you are, wherever you go, it will tell you. But see, many people these days, you only hear I'm educated. Ask them to come and address themselves in the public. They won't be able to do that. They're only good in spoken English. They're only good in computer literate. Then what about the other side? Education has many segments. So you cannot say I can read and write means you're educated. In those days, what do our fathers do? They only have standard 6. Yeah, and which they are very perfect in anything they are doing. But now we have JS, we have primary, we have secondaries, we have this, we have that. And most people in Nigeria today that are called our eminent people, I don't think anybody went through what we are going through now. There was no private school. Everything belongs to government. Free education, free clothes, free food, free everything. But now, government school, at the same time, you spend money. They're only deceiving us that it's free. It's not free
Anymore.
anymore. It's not free anymore.
Today used to be free.
Then it was to be free.
Everything provided by the
Yes, government will provide writing pad for you, writing pen for you, eraser, maset,
everything is provided by the
even
government.
clothes. If they say your clothes is tattered, they will call you, give you another clothes. But these days, if your parents are nowhere to be found, forget about education. And my own point of view and my concern is those that are ruling us. Then, did anybody go to private school? Did anybody go to private university? Did anybody go to creche? If you are not up to 6 years, then you cannot go to school. You have to put your hand by your ears before you can enter primary. Yeah. If your hand is not up to your ear, and if you are being cheated by nature, forget it.
So now you got to my ear now.
Yeah. If you are being cheated by nature, maybe you'll be leaving school. Your secondary school at the age of 25 or 30 years. But if nature never cheats you, you leave your secondary school at the age of 20. 18 to 20. That was the minimum there. But now you see a child of 15 years said, I'm out of secondary school, I'm out of university at the age of 18. So what has been the impact on them?
All right, thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate your answer to our number one question. Our number two question goes, do you believe the government is still interested in the education of this country?
Thank you. The government is still interested in the education. But at the same time, the people surrounding the government will never make government work and do what they are supposed to do. Those schools we are now saying, private schools, private universities, who owns them? By the government officials. Why don't they return everything back to government? You go to government schools now, you see people sitting on the ground, you see their building tattered, you see their roof leaking. But go to the private schools. Some have AC in their classroom. They will say they are not supposed to be more than 20 in a classroom. In those days when we were in school, we were up to 50, 60 in class.
Because the system of education was free.
Yes, was very good. You
At the same time, it was free.
Yes, it was free. You get to school earlier at 7 o'clock. By 7 o'clock, we are not in the school, the gate will be locked. But now you see children going to school by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
All right, sir. Now, you're saying the government, they are still interested in...
They are still interested.
Now, how do we meet the impact of basic education in this country?
Fine, because we are self-centered. Everyone in this country wants to have everything in his own side. Now, people don't fend for the less privileged. Then, when the Oyibos were here, they never wanted to know maybe you are less privileged or not.
Sir, excuse me. I want to make emphasis on this because this is our third question.
Yeah.
How did we meet the impact of basic education in Nigeria?
We mixed it when the Oyibo left. When the Oyibo left, we mixed our education. Let me take for instance, like people like our father, Obasanjo, that are still alive today. In those days, what were they doing? They were farming and at the same time going to school. They go to the bush, cut stick, farm, yet the Igbo still ask them to go to school. But now who wants to ask you to go to school? Because Oyinbo has planned everything. When immediately Oyinbo left, Nobody wanted to know anybody. So there was this kind of a power tussle. You Yoruba, you Hausa, you Igbo. So Yoruba don't want to agree for Hausa. Hausa don't want to agree for Igbo. So how will it be? Take for instance in Lagos State now, in the Yoruba states. Hardly you see any school that speak Yoruba or teach children with Yoruba. Go to the north, they speak Igbo in the class. To the east, yes, in the north, they speak Hausa in the class with their children. But come to Lagos, come to Western Nigeria, everything is about Igbo. Your child can not even speak your father's tongue, your mother's tongue. And that's where we are getting everything wrong. And most parents these days don't even have time for their children. Is it the parents that don't even have the power to feed themselves? Yeah. How will they send their children to school? And that's where we got it wrong. And this Igbo mentality is, when they see a child that is playing with paper, making kite in those days, do these ones know what they call kites? Do they know how to use paper to make sheep? Do they know how to use a broom to make crafts?
I remember those days.
Yeah.
Then I was born in 1985, so I had a glimpse of what happened those days too.
So when Igbo discover something in you, what Igbo would do is, the way we would do is, they want you to improve in it. But Nigeria will never do that. Africa will never do that. Instead, they will remain that breed, dull, like that. And even if you prove I can do this thing, nobody will be on your side. So those are where we are getting it wrong.
All right, thank you very much, sir. In a short break, we're going to take section 2.
Yeah.